And it's weird how much I like the United States. Hold on, better close this thing. So let me. All right, so it's a good place to stand, right in front of the casino smoking section. Oh man, better shut down all these messages I'm getting. I don't know what time it is anymore. It's 1:30 PST, Pacific Standard Time. What's up? What's up? Yeah, these guys win. Home how? Cool. Yeah, dude. All right, so gambling's happening in Las Vegas right now. So basically, let's see how I'm gonna go about telling this story. So there's a security hack that I gotta let you guys know about, and it's called never taking the X-ray machine. So if you know this, in Europe, they've banned X-ray machines. They can't make you take an X-ray in America, and they just got rit of them in Europe. So what I do everywhere I fly, always, is I say, I'd like the pat down. I want the pat down, right? Don't you want the pat down? Wouldn't you rather be pat down? I need a pat down. I'm a boy who needs a good pat down. So you say that real loud. They push you off to the side, and then they bring somebody later. They make sure that other people see that. They're like, oh yeah, we'll call security. They try to scare everyone from doing it. But I've never been through an X-ray machine in my life because I fly a lot, and I just tell them that I fly a lot. I'm not gonna do it. I want to have babies someday. I'm not gonna get that pat down X-ray hybrid. Just give me the pat down. I wear shorty shorts. I've been flying for 20, 30 hours, so I haven't showered. So if you want to pat me down, that is your business. As I said that, I saw a giant picture of Obama. It's freaking scary. So, okay, so here's my point. Here's the smoking section where I feel like I'm safest to do this. I go through the airport security, through U.S. Customs. United States Customs is usually the most intense of all of them. I'm gonna clean off my camera, it's a little fuzzy. You know what I mean? Better. Okay, so I go through U.S. Customs, and it's all crazy. There's a retinal scan like my phone has, so I'm not that freaked out, because at least it's a natural thing now to have your eyes, retinas just looked into. But talking to this old lady, talking about how she's moving to Germany, how she loves Singapore, because Singapore's so easy and there's no problems there. Not just that it's everyone knows you're not allowed to chew gum in Singapore, right? But it's still, you can apparently do whatever you want behind closed doors, and in general you just scan your thumb like you're going to Disney World, and you can get in so pretty easily to Singapore, so it's pretty cool. So, alright, I'm at the US Customs. I go through U.S. Customs and I say, I want the pat down. And they're like, oh yeah, you don't tell us that, you tell the next guy. I'm like, okay, so tell the next guy. I'm like, oh, do I tell you I want the pat down? Because he's like, yeah, just tell the next guy. No, not me, it's the other guy. I'm like, okay, so I get in line, and then he's like, all right, I gotta look at your laptop and your projector. And I pull out my laptop, and I've got a fanny pack, right? And my fanny pack has got liquids, not bad. It's got cologne in a bottle. I've got a cigarette that someone gave me in the airport. Don't ever smoke. And what else? Oh yeah, I had a pocket knife. I had a big Chinese store knife that I was, the one that cut my thumb. I had that one. And so he's like, all right, I've seen your laptop, you're fine. I put my laptop back in my bag. He's like, all right, here you go. And then he just sends me off. I'm like, what? Did I just go through U.S. Customs without getting an X-ray, a metal detector, or a pat down again? Usually you gotta go to the pat down, but I think that I'm just crazy lucky, or now that I've said this, then the agency is gonna start getting all upset and they're like, we're gonna take that privilege away. But literally, how crazy is that, right? Go to the airport. I've been traveling through 4 or 5 countries: Switzerland, Spain, Portugal, France, Germany. Now I'm in Vegas, and I have one more flight to do. And this is it. Now once you're in the U.S., you go through customs once, and then you have to come out of the airport. I've already got my paperwork and my docs and everything like that. So there's no more security. So I don't know. I thought that was pretty interesting. Just wanted to share that. I think it's pretty crazy that I didn't end up having to do any security really. Opt out. Yeah, I opted out of security, basically. Yeah, but in general, you should get a pat down. You should never, always ask for one. If they don't give it to you, but they cannot make you get an X-ray. Do not ever. Yeah, you have no idea. But I have that cologne bottle, see? So I'm glad they didn't take it from me. For that reason alone, those girls walk by, just went, not like, ew, but more like, ha 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 ha. Well, alright, let me look at these messages really quickly, see what you guys are saying. Eugene, Brett, DJ, winner chicken dinner. Yeah, that's me. I don't know how I get so lucky. Especially in front of us, and it's funny, I'm at a casino now, basically. This is the smoking section of the airport, and it's a giant casino, because they figure if you have one vice, you have them all, right? I better not stand right in front of it. You gotta be 21. Door must remain closed. Do not stand in front of door. Just read that, sorry. Okay, so, couple things going on right now. If you guys have been paying attention to the Hong Kong crisis like we were talking about, I just talked to a guy who's part of the Democratic Liberation in Hong Kong. His name is Joshua Wong, I think. And then I was talking to this girl who's also involved, and her name is Karen Shuang, Cheung. Look up these names. They're very important people. I'm going to try to get them to do a show very soon with us, talking about what's going on in Korea and China and Taiwan. Because what you might not know is that Korea is involved with this pursuit too. There's actually, because Hong Kong is looking for allies. So I put up this picture of a girl who had got her eyes shot out. It might have been by a slingshot or something, but like the violence is getting crazy. People are at the borders and things are about to go down. But internationally, there's a lot of people talking about this. Now, I want to also say, what's weird to me about it is the people I hate the most, like Kamala Harris and Nancy Pelosi and the devil themselves, they're all like talking about how we need to support Hong Kong. So I got to admit, you always want to question everything, pivot a little bit. I don't want to be standing next to those people. You know what I mean? Not for any issue almost. But if it's the right issue, fine. Well, look at this thing. This thing is crazy, right? Are you serious? There's just a hole in the ceiling. It's a pyramid cone in the Golden Knights. All right, so, hey, what's up, Amanda? Good eye, Amanda. So, all right, what was I saying? So, if Nancy Pelosi and Kamala Harris support something, I immediately don't, usually. So this is a weird issue for me to be bipartisan in support of the equal rights and justice of Hong Kong. What I wonder then is if they have a different agenda. It could be that they're trying to hide what's going on in America internationally with the human trafficking syndicates by talking about Hong Kong, because they tried with the border, United States border. They were like trying to say, oh well, Trump's so terrible at the border, and that was kind of a distraction from the human trafficking issue, because at the same time, Operation Broken Hearts took out, what was it, like 30 or 40,000 Johns, they call them, like pedophiles and everything. So yeah, well, the thing is, a lot of people are going to die, and after talking to some of the Democratic Liberation Front, like Josh and Karen from Hong Kong, who I like I said, really hope to have Karen Shuang especially, and Joshua if he has time, because he's in a war. But like, yeah, if we can get him to talk, like, that would be fantastic, because what my wonder is, first off, we need to embargo, like, straight up, every American, do not buy anything that doesn't say made in Taiwan. Like, USA or Taiwan or Hong Kong, do not buy anything from the PRC. PRC, not China. Don't even think of it, don't even use that word to describe it anymore. It's PRC, okay? And then second off, or third, or D, or whatever we're at with this, figure out how we can ally, because Taiwan needs allies, and this is a great opportunity for Hong Kong to ally with Taiwan. United States, we could, well, let me put this in a second. What's going on right now, it's kind of interesting to me, is that the Pepe the Frog character has been enlisted to help fight in the propaganda wars for Hong Kong right now. And the Chinese are using, like, the actual Hong Kong people are using the Pepe logo. So if that's not a good endorsement, I don't know what is, right? Like, that's pretty cool. I think so. I mean, it's one of those funny ones where everyone's like, this is a racist frog. I'm like, yeah, it's racist in the sense that every nation, man, woman, and creed of all colors use the same freaking ancient Egyptian transgendered Baphomet like fighting monster, because like the goat god thing is like Baphomet's evil, right? And you see that. I mean, well, it's satanic. Let's not be judgmental, but in general, it's pretty evil because it's the opposite of Pan. Because Pan, you got like the goat body and you have a human head, but Baphomet's got the goat head and the human lower body, so it's got the breasts and things like that. It's a woman's breast and everything like that. So Baphomet's super evil. Yet everywhere you go, you see that symbol. In the military specifically, they love the ram, they love Dodge Ram. You know what I mean? Look at this. Oh, no, I missed it. There was a giant rainbow bowl on the wall just now. Like the symbols you see usually are eagles, phoenix. Can you see that phoenix thing? It's hard to see it there. But yeah, so Pepe is like not the right name. Pepe is a joke. It's like possible, it's like it's portal emerging possible entry. And we're using that to talk about Hekek and Shekek, which were the female and male deities because the frogs were transgendering. And so these transgendered frog symbols, they were very popular in ancient Egypt and in the Phoenician times. And oh, there it is, the emerging bull. Check that out, right? So these are the symbols you're going to see most of. That's every flag in a Babylonian, calf statue. That's what you're seeing more of, right? So what Pepe is weird. Kek has no temples. In ancient Egypt, there were no temples to the frog. All it was there were statues, and in the dawn, before the sun comes up, I've got this great recording of it from Louisiana, another one from Africa. It's frog croaking. And the croaking frogs is like the changeover from the darkness into the light. So Hotep, like Ptah-hotep, which is the ancient Egyptian, 150 years old, supposedly, he wrote this divine maxims. I'm going to do a good episode on that now that I'm home. I'm very looking forward to it. But I'd like to express, just so people get the idea, like when Hillary Clinton said it was a racist frog, she said a lot of things. She hated rock music, like she's the reason why there are parental advisory stickers on CDs. Or well, there were before people stopped buying CDs. But, in general, parental advisory, all that did was make that stuff more alluring, trying to make it seem evil. And it's like, same thing with Europe. They have all these pictures of lung cancer and dead babies on their cigarettes, which is a placebo effect. Because, yeah, it's bad for you, like, don't get me wrong, but if you put pictures of cancer on something, you might as well be making a talisman out of death. Like, it's the craziest thing you could do. And everyone's trying to hide this intention in plain sight. They're like, this will kill you. Like, smoking kills. Like, it destroys your fertility. That's their big one. They want you to think that this thing that you're doing will cause this result. That's a placebo effect on top of actual truth. Like, there's tar, and I'm not trying to say you can just do terrible things to yourself, but be real. Like, when you put pictures on something, it has very serious powers. So this frog, it's known around the world, and it's particularly popular in Korea and in China now. And one of the reasons it's called Kek is because ha in video games, the Koreans and the Russians, they don't really have an H. So they don't do ha, they do K. So it's like Kek, like heh, that's where that comes from. But it's serendipitously also the same as Hekek, the god of ancient Egypt, which again, didn't have a temple. It was a local, lower, like people, it was a people's deity. Like the people had it, and they're like, yeah. And what did it represent? Change. And even if you're not really familiar with ancient Egypt, there's that bull again. You know about Moses, and Moses has plagues, and the plagues, one of them is the frogs. First, there's cicada, which is like a kind of bug, and then there are frogs. And there's other plagues, and we can talk about them, but they're dangerous. So, yeah. And I think, Brett, you made an interesting point just now. Our commercials do that for us. What's weird about commercials is placebo effects. Some of them are positive. Like, I think Jerry Seinfeld, he accepted the commercial award, the Clio. Check out the speech Jerry Seinfeld does for the Clio, where he talks about how he loves advertisements, he hates truth, and he wants advertisements because they save lives. Because it's like the moment you see the ad until the thing shows up and you open it and it lets you down. that moment is the best moment about the thing, because the advertisement, you believe it's going to be so good, and it never lives up to it. So all you really need to do is get rid of the thing, and then all you have is the commercial. So if you constantly are like interested in technology that doesn't exist, if you're constantly interested in the future, we're going to have balloons we live inside of, just focus on that, and that's a positive placebo. So do that. Try to avoid anything that they've put negative intention into. Try to figure out how negative is positive always. Yeah. God, those vaporizers too. Be careful with those vaporizers. We get it, bro. You vape. Okay. So I'm trying to figure out what else is there. Drugs and quit smoking commercials. Yeah, that's true. I mean, smoking's pretty sad now. But you look into ancient shisha and peace pipes and the rituals they had with rich DMT tobacco, like Formula DMT is like really strong in some of these Peruvian tobaccos. They shared them as a group, one puff and the other person handed it around. It was a ritual, and the ritual was a group thought thing, and then they stopped, right? And what do we do now? Little tiny things that say this will kill you, and we tell you it's antisocial. You know, like you can only do it in these places. It's like they've made it into a thing where it's carrying a negative vibe. And, you know, they tell you like smoking after sex in all the movies. And, you know, Satanists, they hate marijuana, but they love tobacco. So you got to wonder about tobacco. It seems like, I don't want to say it's evil, but it's being used by evil people for sure. You know, like, I mean, and it makes me also wonder what they're doing to cannabis, because if cannabis used to be good, like, it, you know, is it now? Like, so much of what they're doing to it, turning it into this thing where, you know, you used to be able to make everything. The roads of Tartary were, like, built with hemp. Every wheel was lubricated. Even the Roman roads, up till recently, were lubricated with hemp oil. Engines are still lubricated with hemp oil. The word canvas is a Dutch word for cannabis. You know, so like there's all, I mean, you probably already know this stuff, or maybe some of you don't, but it's important stuff to know, is that cannabis, you know, the Constitution's written, and the Declaration of Independence is written on hemp paper, right? So like, hemp's gone a long way. It used to be a thing that we created to make everything. Like, we grew it and you make food and paper and clothes and oil, and now, like, you use it to make energy, right? Now you use energy to grow it inside so that you can do nothing with it. And that's scary. That's a scary place to go with it, because it used to be the best thing. And so that's really kind of a bummer. So I think, yeah, we need to really reverse the intentions of how things are used. Yeah, Amanda. Yeah, I mean, everything can be good and everything can be bad. That's kind of my point. Do it for good, don't do it for bad. Try to figure out what you need to do to moderate so that you don't accidentally abuse something into evil. Because that's what I've seen everywhere I go. Am I right, fam? I don't know if you can see that Victoria's Secret right there. Yeah, right? Everywhere you go, they're taking things that should be beautiful and making them evil. So, you gotta be very careful. Yeah, and organic. What does organic mean? Okay, as a hippie kid from Santa Cruz, inorganic chemistry versus organic chemistry, right? Like, what are we even talking about? Like, organic is such a weird word. Biological? Like, you know, also, isn't uranium an organic chemical? So, I would say the word organic has been abused also. I think everything has. So we need to be very clear on conscious intention, but that just makes you sound like a hippie and nobody cares. Carbon, yeah, dude, that guy is so carbon-based. So carbon-based. All right, so I think it's very cool that the Chinese have enlisted the help of the portal entry possible emergence. Was it portal emerging possible entry? I mixed that up. I think that's really cool. They have Pepe jeans, are very popular in Europe right now. And let's see. Yeah, just in general, the fact that the Chinese are using it, that's so cool. Like, because it completely defies the rhetoric that we're supposed to believe that it's this evil thing that was used for hate and for exclusionary socio-identity politics. Like, it's not real. It's so cool that it's not real so much that other people know it. And yeah, it's going to be, you know, the thing about it is it's a sign of the plague. So it's the sign of the end, and it's the sign of the new beginning, letting my people go, them out of Egypt, and so they can start their path, because they need to follow a path to the promised land. So, okay, this has been 20 minutes. I probably should get to the next part of the airport. Anybody got any questions or anything I should answer? Yeah, not saying anything's any better, Pop. Yeah, you know what I do? Okay, so instead of smoking, did I lose my bag? No. That's a bummer. Oh, man. Really? No, I have it. Cool. Okay, so Stellium 7 made this, and I bring this with me everywhere now. So this is not drugs. What this is, can you hear that? This is a bag of crystals. This is menthol crystals, and I'm going to try to find out if we can make crystals out of lavender, and you can make crystals out of anything. You can start growing crystals. And I just smell it. It feels good. This bag of crystal menthol, it melts slowly, because crystals are basically like ice. So this menthol bag is melting in my pocket. And yeah, I like it way better than smoking things, It's just this little bag of menthol. It like clears out your lungs. Yeah, and this was made for me by Mike, Stellium 7, who, he's one of the better channels if you guys are watching out there. Check him out. Let me see here. What are you doing in Las Vegas? Well, Las Vegas is a stopover to San Francisco. So, had to go through the Las Vegas airport. Also, Lou Vegas. Have I met you before? Good to meet you. I'm glad you're here. Also, Las Vegas is awesome. It's a weirdly underrated place. People here are nice. I mean, someone was asking me, like, what do I miss most about America? And I was thinking, like, well, In-N-Out Burger is pretty cool. And, of course, California's got great cannabis products. But the people, the Americans are interesting. They're really different. I mean, like, you're traveling around, like, as an American, I'll be like, hey, how are you? I'm Andreas. Here I am. What are you doing? What's your name? What's your number? What you doing? Like, what you're all about? Like, nobody does that. Only Americans do that. Like, I asked the guy for directions here, and I was like, oh, your name is Greg. My father's name is Greg. Hello. Like, let's talk for a second. Oh, it was just, nobody bothers to do that except for Americans. I mean, I don't know if that's a completely true stereotype. Maybe you guys all do that, and that's why we're all together. But I've noticed, like, Americans are very interested in talking to each other. Yeah, Pop Smith. I agree now. I don't know for how long I agree, because I'm sure that they can make it evil. And I'm pretty sure that they did at one point make tobacco evil, and at one point it probably wasn't. Because I've been in Peru where they have, like, snuff. They snort tobacco, they blow it in your nose, like right in your face with a dart gun. And yeah, that was totally different. And I think that's totally different. It was grown in the rainforest. It was organic. That was a happy plant, And I've also had really sad vegetables. Like, I've had, like, kale that's been grown and, like, it's not happy because it's been grown under a light, and it's been grown with, like, freaking hydroponic systems. And it's just a bag of chemicals, right? Because you just have, like, it becomes the caloric intake. What you need something that's grown by a waterfall through, mineralized rocks. It matters a lot where something comes from, what it's been through. It needs real sunlight. Oh, one more thing. Have you guys heard about what Bill Gates just said? Look this up. Bill Gates wants to inject dust into the atmosphere to make it darker so that the sun will be blocked out of it. Swear to God. Like, I was just reading this. NASA, they already told you this probably. You've seen this. NASA admitted we're going to start putting vapors into the atmosphere to make prettier sunsets. That was their headline. It was so that they could study the atmosphere. Yeah, they admitted as much. Yeah, it's crazy. And then, so much has been admitted now. They're just going for it. But what Bill Gates says is that it's too hot, and to cool down the planet, and he's going to create this dust cloud, like freaking Venus. I don't think. Yeah, we were so screwed. Venus, man, like, is not a cool. As far as I know, Venus is pretty hot, except if it's real. And there's a great story by which one is it? Fahrenheit 451 writer, Ray Bradbury. Yeah. Sorry, I had to think in my head. I'm like going into my mental space. And go pull open my library and look at my books in my mental space. So, okay, Ray Bradbury wrote this book. It's a short story about Venus, and it rains on Venus every day in his story. And there's a little girl from Earth who lives there with all these other people, and she's everyone hates her because she's from Earth, so she's seen nice days. And then they get like one day every 7 years or 20 years or something, 70 years, who knows, where it doesn't rain for 15 minutes, and they can go outside and play. And it's like acid rain or something. So the other kids, to make her life miserable, they lock her in a closet, and she misses it. It's super sad, but it's an important story. And yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things we can talk about in terms of luminaries and electrostatic tethering of the stars within our firmament, which is like NASA's admitted that the moon is within our own orbit. So, I mean, our atmosphere extends beyond the moon. How much clearer do we need to be? But yeah, let's see. I think I've explained most of the important stuff. Just want to make sure I cover that. Atmosphere is going to be darkened soon for your freedom. Keep in the Discord. I'm going to be a lot more in the Discord now that I'm home. There'll be some cool videos that we're looking forward to. I'm going to do one. I want to talk a bit about Pete and Pete pretty soon, the Nickelodeon show with the band Polaris, and what that's all about, because I think people don't really know. I mean, some people kind of know, but it's like, you know what that's about, right? Like, yeah, you should look into that. So, William Gates III is a eugenics proponent. Yes, Cosman, that's what we're talking about. It's true. All right, guys, I'm gonna get going towards my flight, or maybe I'll walk around the airport for a second and see what's going on. Oh, Bacon away. God bless you. He's just a cool guy. Smoke Indy. Investigate Tartaria. Anyway, do you ever think that Indiana Jones could have been Indica Jones, and like they could probably do something with that? I don't know. Okay, yeah, just feed Africa. Do you know how much food there is in Africa? That's not the problem. The problem is proportionality. Like, people are actually trying to stop each other from eating. And I'm pretty sure the Bill Gates Foundation is kind of part of that. All right, guys. God bless you. Your dog? Cool.